This is the 2020 Suzuki Ignis BS6 Sigma, the base variant. Let's do a complete overview and review of my ownership. I've driven it for close to 7,000 kilometers. Just recently been serviced at 5,000. It's not actually a service, it's an inspection. And after that, yesterday I got it nicely washed, water serviced, and it looks pretty neat. And going about the specifications, it comes with a 1.2 liter 4-cylinder engine. Please pay attention. Yes, it is a 4-cylinder engine. That's the best part about it. At 5.6 to 7 lakhs on road in Bangalore, I could not find another 4-cylinder engine coming at this price point. So there you go, 4 pots. This is how this engine looks. It's a VVT, the variable valve timing engine. Okay, and pretty smooth, especially after it warms up. Usually during cold starts, it does have a little bit of slight vibrations, but then it goes away. And sometimes you can't even make out if the engine is running, but it is nice and warm. This is the ABS unit. It gets the ABS and EBD as standard with it. This is the ECU unit, and this is the battery, and you see the exhaust with the lambda sensor out there and various other parts of the engine. It makes around 82 by horsepower at 6,000 rpm and 113 newton meters of torque at 4,000 rpm, which is pretty decent. And especially when it is a featherlight car, you can expect pretty good acceleration along with fuel efficiency. As far as fuel efficiency is concerned, it gives me around 20 on the highways, 20 to 21 on the highways, and 18 or 19 in the cities. That's probably because I live in the suburbs and I don't really spend a lot of time in the cities traffic, so that probably helps. It's pretty neat. I would say one of the first cars which is consistently giving me about 20 kmpl, which is this. And this is the problem with this high threaded tires. You get these stones sticking in, and then when you're driving you basically hear the click sound. Very irritating. Especially when you drive around over unmade tarmacs. It's for sure, it's a feature in town. There is dust and grime and pebbles everywhere. So it doesn't get the fog lamps as in the higher variants. So the looks wise, I think this is like a pseudo skid plate kind of a thing that they give you. And then you have this chrome finished U-shaped, I don't know, they're not really functional, I guess. There is a air input intake here, and here it is blocked. It looks kind of like a tiger cub. That is my opinion. I mean, looks can be subjective. End of the day, it depends on the person. Now let's go down to this. The wheels. Basically, I used the wheel caps from the Suzuki Ertiga, which also comes with a 15-inch wheel. The one that actually comes for this particular model, it looked a bit boxy and odd for me, so I didn't want to use that. So I paid around 600 rupees approximately for each of these wheel caps. Otherwise, it basically comes with the steel rims and one small hub cover, and that looks very odd. So Maruti doesn't want to give you a wheel cap at that price point, you see. Now let's get inside the car and take a look at what it has to offer. So the two main competitors were basically, one is the Santro, the new Santro, brand new Santro. So it had my main intention was to buy a car at the lowest price as possible with the biggest bang for the buck as possible. So I got a 4-cylinder engine that I was happy with. I I'm not really a fan of 3-cylinder engines. The thrum that comes from it is a little bit irritating, and the vibrations are also more compared to this. So I would rather always choose a 4-cylinder engine. Now you get central locking along with 2 power windows for the front driver and the co-driver. That's it. At the rear you get the traditional spinning handle for the windows. So I'm happy with it. Now Santro also might come at the exact same price point in Bangalore on road, but it lacked these features such as the power, probably the auto. Yeah, I think it did not have the central locking, and sometimes it even lacks the power windows too. And this is a very slick shifting, pretty decent slick shifting gear lever gearbox out here. The 5-speed manual gearbox. These 3D mats, supposed to be 3D mats. They are very cheap ass ones. I think just got it for $1,000 from Amazon. And it has a 12-volt socket. You can fit in your own charger. This is a basic aircon unit. Pretty decent chilling. Okay, it cools the cabin pretty fast and well. And I've fitted a bit of this sponge here because usually my leg rests here. It feels very hard because it's very tacky, and the plastics are obviously of very tacky quality. You can't expect much from a below sub 10 lakh car. And this is another coating that I put, a little bit of sponge, so that this is where I rest my leg and thigh, so it doesn't really hurt on long drives. Very bare basic instrument cluster out here. So let me just flash it on for you. So that's the Odo reading. 7,085 kilometers is what I've driven so far. And let's move a little bit forward. So only thing it lacks is basically the tachometer. So you see a blue light out here. That is for that is to tell you, it's not the high beam. Don't be confused. It's not a high beam. So it's to tell you that the engine is cold. It goes off after a while. Maybe once you start driving, it goes off within maybe a minute or two once the engine heats up. So this is the seat belt reminder. If you don't put the seat belt on and then you keep driving and cross 20 kilometer speed, this is what happens. Okay, keeps on beeping. So that goes off only when you put your seat belt in. Now the experts that we are as Indians, there have been products on Amazon where you can buy only this particular unit. My dear friends, please don't do such things. Okay, use your seat belts. It is for your own safety. Don't do these kind of tricks of just buying a separate unit and avoiding this. Okay, irrespective of how long the drive is, please use your seat belts. Okay, I speak in your own interest. Right now you can see the engine is actually on. I'm not sure if you can actually listen to it. Let me also rev it slightly. I love the 4-cylinder sound. Seriously, I really love it. That's one of the reasons I fell in love with it, in the sense when I first test drove it, I loved it. Okay, 3-cylinder might not come as close as the sweet sound of a 4-pot engine. All right, now this is a basic, let's go on to the other final details. This is a basic head unit I purchased on Amazon again, called Dulcet. So a lot of stuff out here you can do. You have USB, you have a SD card, you have radio, you have Bluetooth, auxiliary in. Auxiliary in doesn't work with this. I don't know why. But yeah, what do you get for $5,000? I mean, so all 4 speakers. As a matter of fact, it was pre-wired. Thankfully, it was pre-wired in the sense the car did come with a wiring for all 4 doors speakers. And so I put in some This is pangea speakers, and that works fine. So it is basically beeping because the key is still in the keyhole. So once I take it off, it comes back. I mean, yeah, so it's another very good feature. It helps not locking yourself in. All right, let's go on and discuss the other details. In terms of ground clearance, it has around 190 mm of ground clearance. No, it's actually also termed as a urban SUV. Urban SUV is what they call it. Now, as I told you earlier, these are very irritating. Okay, they get stuck in the grooves and they cause a racket when you're driving on the highway on tarmac. Tuck tuck tuck, the sound keeps coming out. That's very irritating. So let's take a look at the boot space. 261 liters of boot space is what they claim, and this is how it looks. This can actually be folded completely. All right, so lift these things up and then it goes down completely. All right, yeah, you can press it further and then make some space out of it. I would have loved it if they would have usually give something plain. You could have a plain loading platform here, but then yeah, you can't expect a lot from them in the end. I think the Renault Kwid has that kind of an arrangement, but anyway, coming back to this car, this is the spare wheel, the 15-inch to the same make, model, everything as what they already give you out here. From here, the same as that, the steel, pressed steel rim, tubeless wheels. It's from Bridgestone and it's called the Ecopia. Basically I think it stands for low rolling resistance based compound. Gives pretty good mileage when you run it on that. Now let's pop this back up, and this is the fabric seats that you get with it. Pretty decent, black in color thankfully, and doesn't get even if it gets dirty, it doesn't look dirty. It's because it's black, which is good. All black interiors, that's something I like about it. Okay, it doesn't get dirty. In the higher variants you get white so that you can make it even more dirty. I don't like that, so that's pretty neat. All black, and I'm fine with it. Comfortable, not a problem at all whatsoever. So this is probably something related to what do you say, it's called as a rain fender or something like that. Useless piece of thing that I purchased. I'm actually about to take it off because it creates some sort of a wind noise, especially at high speeds. You can easily hear it when you're sitting there inside the cabin, and also the water leaks through the gumming, so it's of no use. I would rather you don't buy it, just keep it as standard. So the more experiments I do, the more I realize that I should not add unnecessary things to the car. All right, that just leads to other problems. I might not go into details about that, but then I hope you understand. Standard car, a white color, the hottest selling. In fact, I think white is, as per research, is a very fast moving color in automobiles, so which is pretty neat. Now going over to the mileage details, let me flash it up on the screen for you, and please take a look at it. So it has consistently given me close to here you see a doggy, he wants to, hey! Or damn it. You know what, that's the reason why that's the reason why you should not buy a Mercedes Benz. Okay, anyway, so marked its territory. Okay, getting back to the dude, getting back to the review. The mileage you already seen. In terms of service costs, that's one thing which really pleased me. I paid close to 7,000 rupees in a discount for the purpose of paying for the 10,000 and 20,000 kilometer oil change services already. So I prepaid. They had an offer kind of a thing. It's another gimmick from the service center. But anyway, since it was just 7 grand for the consumables, including the oil and all those things, oil and oil filter, the o-ring and packing and whatnot, air filter, etc. So I said, okay, fine, let me pay it right now. So that means to say you pay around 3,500 rupees per service, which is pretty reasonable. That is at a interval of 10,000 kilometers. So all in all, a good buy. You also get these sensors by default. They give you an audio signal of any obstacle coming in the course. This, of course, as you see, I had fitted it additionally. This is the video reverse camera from the Android unit that I have. So one advantage is you can also go to Nexa services, and you can also go to the local Maruti Suzuki services. Both of them are supposed to honor servicing of this car. Only difference in Nexa is the people wear a different uniform. They wear a suit and boot, and then they also make you sit on a plush sofa. Apart from that, everything else is the same. You don't really find any difference between the quality of manpower nor the knowledge of the people. Sorry about being sarcastic, but then that is my style. But this is a fact. That's basically a fact. All right. Now let's take a look at other angles of the car. As far as looks are concerned, yes, I'm doing it at the last. Looks are subjective, so it looks like a Tiger Cub. As I said, if I'm not spoken about it, cute little white Tiger Cub with those U-shaped chrome grille in the front. But it's a very practical looking car. When I compared it next to the Swift, the Suzuki Swift, that looked a little bit feminine, and this looks a bit boxy and aggressive, and I liked it that way. When talking about Swift, the bare bones basic model costs close to 20 to 30,000 additional to this basic model. So I'm comparing both the base variants of Swift and this Suzuki Ignis, but that doesn't come with a power window or central locking, but this does. Can you imagine that? And of course it doesn't come with the tachometer and stuff, but then you could additionally fit it in. Even I had ideas of fitting that in, but then I feel that rather not do anything within the warranty period, stripping wires and all that stuff. I'd rather not go for that, go for all those mods as of now. But this is fine enough. It gives a lot of display information. Let me show you. For example, these two things that you see are shift lights. So it's a very irritating thing. It tells you to upshift at very low RPMs sometimes in the city, and that's of course it's for enhancing your fuel efficiency. But anyway, now let's go channel through your display. This is trip A, this is trip B, this is the odometer. Okay, so the left button cycles through these three options. You have the clock, the 12-hour clock out there. Let's see what this button does. So this is the kilometer per liter, instantaneous kilometer per liter thing. It gives you instantaneous fuel consumption. This is the average, so you could see, sorry about the finger, so you could see it already shows me 22.3, but I get close to 21 to 20 kmpl when I calculate tank full to tank full. This is the range. Because it's full tank, it shows me the range of 619 kilometers. In fact, it has around 31 to 32 liters of petrol storage capacity. It's lower than other cars, even lower than I think Wagoner, I guess. But then this is about it. Just just turn on the car once again and let's drive around a little bit. Let me put it in reverse so you can see. So this is the Android based camera. It's a very low end camera, it doesn't really ring any bells, but then it works. Okay, so I'm about to take a left turn. This is how it looks. Alright, my dear friends, this was, I hope, a comprehensive review for you guys at 7,000 kilometers, and I hope you liked it. Please do like, share and subscribe to my channel for upcoming videos. I'll be doing a few other things on this car, especially one is to do with protecting it from the rats, especially the engine compartment, where I had seen a couple of mouse footprints, mice or rat or who knows what kind of animal it is. But then so let's see how we could actually fix that. That's going to be the next video in the Suzuki Ignis base variant series. Alright, my dear friends, thank you very much and have a great day. Bye bye.